Fast forward, you come out channel so age politics already. Political stories are trending because we get headlines and you jemre now it be exum or say you need one who blocks you unia young queen sumo unia your queen sumo lawyer A.Kubi or a counselor for a year Wontumis after say almost free CID department and office or a buyer ultimately interviews kakra we share in some for no more edidin kuma na ninsem bia wakaye no na e dead be fake say attorney general ahini ni kum dibi ana ninsem bia wakaye abra omu ehia mpanyimfo a omu efa bi afagaranti ho a Wontumis nsem ba mu no a wakaka say Wontumis you be invited. And so what ma any you be ma a police for at the arrest warrant about before be a woman. As some of a pay can and lawyer A.Kubi there. They say you know what you have voice out. Actually didn't tear or can't or cassa some potia. I will say some any then Mr. Rocks at this point in time with the moon realm, you heard your quantity about age politics are really.
First, let's hear what the Attorney General said last Friday during the President's engagement with the civil society on illegal mining, on what was going to be happening today and beyond. Take a look.
The police conducted very diligent investigations in respect of Akonta mining, but the docket was hidden until we came to power. In fact, when we came to power and I started the investigation with the the Lands and Natural Resources Minister and the Forestry Commission, we were finding it difficult to get information. Subsequently, the police themselves owned up and presented the docket to my office 2 months ago. So as we speak, the charges against Chairman Wontumis, Akonta Mining, and 5 others have been signed as I speak. Currently, we are waiting for him to be read his right to remain silent, etc. You know, before we've asked that he should be brought from, Kumasi. His lawyers asked that he should be brought on Tuesday, but I'm insisting that he should be here on Monday. If he doesn't come on Monday, I'm going to order for his arrest so that he'll be brought to Accra. His rights will be read to him, and then we can start the prosecution. We have also put in place certain measures to ensure that the prosecution goes faster than normal. We have approached the Chief Justice, who has agreed to assign specialized courts for the prosecution of illegal mining cases. And I have laid before Cabinet on Tuesday. Cabinet will meet and approve the public tribunal's bill.
Well, so the second part of the Attorney General's statement, which you just heard, is going to be an issue we'll delve into, but clearly indicating Chairman Wontumis' invitation and appearance today, which indeed happened. But Chairman Wontumis was at the Criminal Investigation Department, Ghana Police Service office earlier today. But lawyer for Chairman Wontumis, A.Kubi, did not seem happy about the AG's comments, what I just played to you. And he explained why, in his view, he was not too happy about the AG's position on this. Take a look. And while we recall that and hear from A.Kubi, and also indicating that they have not, as Chairman Wontumis has not been charged yet. And tomorrow they would know exactly which charges the state is preferring against his client. And they've responded to all the issues that came up earlier today before the CID, and they expected to have their day in court tomorrow. But Dennis Poberwadam is with me. We'll hear from A.Kubi shortly. He spoke to the media, but here's what we do know about Chairman Wontumis' matters. He's been admitted to the police inquiry bail,
yes.
Some of 1 million cedis.
1 million Ghana cedis with 2 sureties that he has met, so we don't have issues of him being in custody. And yes, even though we do not know the specific charges, following from the background, this is not the first time he's been to the CID. They've been on this investigation for some time. and in his caution statement, they did indicate that he was being investigated for offenses related to mining. So we can reasonably infer that whatever charges are going to be preferred to him against him tomorrow are going to be in respect of illegal mining and those in that particular space. But we do also know that it's not only the CID that's dealing with Chairman Wontumi. We also know that he has some running battle too with Iyoko.
Yeah, true.
And that is in respect of matters that were informed by the Deputy Attorney General, that these are matters that have to do, in fact, he describes them as various criminal offenses, which include fraud, causing financial loss to the state, and money laundering. In respect of this, we know he's on bail. That bail is 50 million Ghana cedis with 2 sureties that were justified. It was this particular matter that kept him in custody for some time. But for tomorrow, he will take his day in court. His charges will be read to him, and he will plead to those. And that's when we get to know the exact details. And of course, with the facts on which the police or the state is going to prosecute those offenses relating to illegal mining, as we are being told. So that's basically about it in respect of Chairman Wontumi. We all look forward to tomorrow at the High Court.
And in fact, it's important that we distinguish between the two issues at play right now, because what is happening with him appearing before the CID earlier today is different from what got him to spend a few nights
precisely
in the Iyoko cells or the coolest of Iyoko.
That matter is still cooking.
It's cooking.
Yes, because we are told that he's been investigated. It was only after investigation they will prepare the docket and prepare the charges against him. So at this point, it's still a matter which is still cooking. It's not one that we can say that they are going to prefer charges against him. But of course, just like we were told in the previous instance that he was being investigated for matters relating to illegal mining, this one too, if it comes to fruition, it means that the matters that will, or the offenses that will be preferred against him will be along the lines of fraud, causing financial loss to the state, and money laundering. But yes, that's a matter for another day. Tomorrow is basically on matters that have to do with illegal mining. So, Alfred, that's basically what is happening in respect of Chairman Wontumi.
But let's hear from his lawyer. Okay?
Precisely.
A.Kubi, former Santiachim North Member of Parliament. This is what he had to say. Take a look.
Of Chairman to being in hospital, I went beyond the call of duty to do that. So it is incorrect to anybody to suggest that we have been lukewarm to the invitations from the Director General's office. I know that the Director General works for the Attorney General in terms of prosecution. So I consider the discourse between my good self or my office and the Director General's office as equally, by extension, to the Attorney General's office. So I am sure there was some communication gap that resulted in this impasse. But I want to express my disappointment in the warning that the refusal to defer the meeting. The warning was that should Chairman Wontumi fail to appear, he will order the arrest of Chairman Wontumi go to Accra. Indeed, we don't need to unnecessarily increase the political temperature in the country. We have not at any point in time decided or refused to respond to invitations. And you see, the law is also that anybody, accused person or a suspect, ought to be given adequate time, preparation, and even resources to be able to prepare his defense to any charges prepared against him. And then let us also not forget that accused person is not considered guilty until proven so, and therefore he has to have a right to his civil liberties. Indeed, when we go to the court, the police inquiry bail continues up to the point that the charges are filed in court, and then we make an application to the court for the bail to continue. And we will justify that with our performance so far during the time of the bail, and also the capacity of Wontumi as a person, Ghanaian, and a very known character, and somebody of substance in society. And then we'll...
That's A.Kubi there. Tomorrow, we will be in court to give you updates on exactly what would happen. He's the lawyer for Bernard Ǎnɖrily Boesiako. That's the Ashanti Regional Chair of the New Patriotic Party. And Lord Edwasari will be in court tomorrow. So stay with us here on TV3. But directly linked to that is something that's happened earlier today. In fact, we started talking about this as far back as May this year. Coming up next, 12 persons suspected to be illegal miners have been arrested for allegedly engaging in activities that led to the destruction of a section of the railway line linking Takoradi to Nsuta through Achim in the Western region. Now, we're going to be hearing from the Railway Development Authority shortly, because this is a matter that is concerning, to say the least. And we've got videos of this damaged railway. We'll show to you shortly. 12 individuals are expected to appear before the Ǎttǎcǩ Circuit Court on Tuesday, that's October 7, tomorrow, for causing damage to a section of the Takoradi railway line at Achim in the Takoradi municipality. Now, in the meantime, the Western Regional Minister Joseph Nelson called on traditional leaders to take control of their communities and also urged the Ghana Railway Authority to increase patrols to prevent further destruction. Now, here's what we do know about this destruction that we're talking about. We got these videos from the ground there. Rama Smith is she's our Western Regional correspondent, been combing the area. We got this video of this damaged railway line we're talking about 3 kilometers of the 60-kilometer active rail line stretching from Takoradi through Achim to Nsuta in the Western region, clearly destroyed by these illegal mining activities, halting the Ghana Railway Company's manganese haulage and other operations. So that's the impact of what we're talking about. Now, the damage, what you see on the screen right now, for the benefit of those listening to us on the radio, we're talking about discovered sometime on last Wednesday, October 1, affected rail tracks, slippers, and works at Achim, a community near Nsuta in the Takoradi municipality, while large portions of the land on which the rail line lies are degraded in yet another telling impact of illegal mining. Commonly, we refer to as galamsey in our local parlance. The destroyed stretch no longer sits on solid ground. That's what you're seeing there. Doesn't sit on solid ground, but hangs over pits dug by the illegal miners, while other sections are covered with sand. The damage came to the attention of the Ghana Railway Development Company only last week, when someone passing through the area informed the district manager about what he had noticed on the ground. That's how they've even got to know, right? And this is the troubling development and the impact of galamsey. So we're talking about galamsey impacting our water bodies, our forest reserves, the food that we're eating, the air we're breathing, and now we're looking at this as well. This as an impact of galamsey. The destruction that has been caused to our railway lines in the Western region. And that's where the concern is here on Ghana Tonight. And we're seeking answers to this particular development, so as to find out exactly why this is happening and what is going to be done to address this particular situation as we're dealing with right now here on Ghana Tonight. Let's go on to Zoom right now and speak to Dr. Frederick Appo, who is the Chief Executive Officer of the Ghana Railway Development Authority. He's joining us right now on Zoom. Thank you, Dr. Appo. Good evening to you. Thank you for joining us here on Ghana Tonight.
Good evening, Alfred. How are you?
I'm well, and thank you for asking. I know you are not well for us. As long as we're seeing this railway line destroyed, I don't expect you to be well, so I'm not going to ask you. But clearly this is a heartbreaking situation we're seeing. And you said this got to the notice of the company just when someone was passing by the area and saw this?
Yes, good evening to your viewers.
If you could kindly come a bit onto your right side for me. No, perfect. Thank you. Okay. It's great.
Yes, okay, great. This came to our notice last week when I received a report from the area manager via our estate manager in Accra regarding the devastating news in the Western region. I think I would say that this development has been going on for a while. I remember upon assumption of office, I visited the line to Hini Valley in March and April. And in May too, I paid a courtesy visit to the area, where I went to the area there with my team to inspect the line, all the way to Tunkwao and Awaso. I think the current epicenter of this is directly at, this is referring to a narrow gauge line. It's around between Bonsare and Achim. So Bonsare is about 54 kilometers from Isuta, 54 kilometers from Takrady, and 6 kilometers from Isuta. And at Achim, the devastation is very close to the Ghana Manganese Corporation. In fact, we identified a Shanfai close to the Ghana Manganese Corporation, where when we went for patrol at the time of our inspection, they ran away. We went for a night patrol, they didn't come. So, but when we left, they came back. The thing is, this is not a railway infrastructure issue. This is a national security issue. But in some point, I think at some point, I remember we identified that some people were doing the Galamsey 8 kilometers away from Espresso Bridge. But they have dug the Shanfai, the thing that they used to wash the gold. They've dug it to the point that it is directing to the drainage of the new culvert that we've built. Okay. The most disturbing aspect is that these people are playing hide and seek with the patrol team that we've got. So and they also read into the routine of when the patrol are coming. They know when they are coming. So when they are coming, they move out of there.
Yeah.
When we are not there, they will go in there. So look, I think we need to look at this as a national security issue where a joint ministerial task force is required. My sector minister, Honorable Joseph Bukari, has set up a three-member committee team to look into this, working with the other agencies to address this routine inspection.
But Dr. Pop, before we get into that, and it's good to know that there's some works in place to deal with it, but you indicated that you got wind of this, the activities of Galamsey operators earlier, 8 kilometers away from the Espresso Bridge, which, you know, you would have some rail lines there. And from the information that we got, as far back as May this year, you, together with some other officials, had visited this particular area, so you had an idea of what was going on, right?
Yeah, we had an idea.
So what did you do? What did you do from May till now?
Yeah, May we set up a task force, but of course we have to look at it. You are looking at a 68-kilometer stretch. So I don't want you to just locate this as just one thing. So the whole stretch from Takrady to Hini Valley, you are looking at approximately about 88 kilometers of railway line. And it goes through bushes and everything like that. So if we're talking about a railway task force to look at it and go for a patrol, what it simply means is that if the patrol is being conducted at kilometer X, they will be digging at kilometer Y. When the patrol shifts, they also shift. In terms of it, you can talk about what we call resource constraint of the authority. Yes, we might have the resource constraint there. So to make what I call to have an impact, we need to obviously look at it from a national security point of view, where I believe the mandate for NACMOS is the best place approach to provide a routine task force. We have not just stayed and doing absolutely nothing. No, something has been done. We have done monitoring, we've done evaluation, we've reported to the Western Region Police Division Commander. I have personally reported it to the Divisional Commander. Even on Saturday, I reported the incident of ongoing Galamsey along the Hini Valley line to the Divisional Commander. The thing is that, Alfred, these people understand when the patrol is coming. They know where we are going and they know how to patrol. So, and they know when when we are patrolling and when not to go there. So it's sort of a catch and mouse situation.
Yeah.
So
but
the best approach, Alfred, is that we need a routine task force whereby we have a routine task force between the key ministries, whereby we have a backing of numbers as having the core mandate to ensure that we deploy. This cannot just be a spot check routine. It must be tactical in terms of surveillance, and it must also have a strategy of having a deployment along the entire route. Otherwise, people will just say, okay, you saw it, and that, yeah, you go there, you run, they'll run away, we will take the champagne, we will destroy the champagne, they will come back again the next day. And we have to also look at the authority in terms of resource availability and constraint to cater for this. So, yes, there's a challenge between what the authority can do in terms of resource constraint.
I get that. Dr. Paul, I think that your constraints, you have spent quite some time talking about the constraints you have in dealing with it, which I do appreciate, to be honest. But then again, I think what we're watching is troubling, to say the least. You have railway lines hanging. You have illegal miners have dug beneath the railway lines, and you are also asking for resources to develop that railway line because of the manganese that we are mining there as a country. Now you are faced with this problem. So what, in your view, should be the thinking of addressing this matter of these galamsey operators going forward? Because the cat and mouse game, they will have informants who will tell them when you are coming. You've seen that. So if NIMOS comes in, is it a permanent post for the military and police on that 15-kilometer stretch? And we're talking about 15 kilometers. How many police or military personnel would have to be deployed on that entire 15-kilometer stretch that this thing is happening?
I think I have to explain to your viewers what the situation is on the ground. So we have what we call the narrow gauge. So the narrow gauge is a 68.
We ain't some who do course what channels, Mamma so Jim Red walk, see, that's an isobadian. The Addo and shim, not in some kind of crowd.